Every like, every comment, and every subscriber gives me motivation daily to bring you guys the best MMA content on YouTube. So please subscribe. It really does go a long way for the channel. It means more than you guys know. Okay, so Conor McGregor is set to return on June 29th. Looks like that's going to be UFC 302. And it also looks like it's going to be International Fight Week. I don't know why they're having International Fight Week in June. I thought that was a July thing, but anyways, it doesn't matter. We got Conor McGregor news, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We're starting off 2024 right. My thing is that why do we have to wait so long for this guy to return? I mean, seriously, June, that's the middle of the freaking year. We're in January right now. We just celebrated New Year's, and Conor McGregor is going to be fighting in June. Why so long, UFC? Why so long? And of course, with every Conor McGregor return fight, we're going to have people debating on which version of Conor McGregor we will see come fight night. A lot of people seem to believe that Conor McGregor is not going to be performing at his best because of his lifestyle. They think the partying, the drugs, the alcohol, and all of that stuff, including the leg break against Dustin Poirier, is going to be the reason why Conor McGregor is washed, essentially. I'm going to say this. Skills has never been Conor McGregor's issue. Conor McGregor's issue has never been skills. His skills pays the bills, so to say. The issue with Conor McGregor is time. That's it. It is how much time this dude has spent outside of the octagon. I'm going to shout out another MMA content creator. His name is the MMA Shay. He actually does a great job of breaking down this point that I'm about to make. And that point is Conor McGregor is not washed. Yeah, I said it. He is not a washed fighter, you guys. Although I disagree with MMA Shay just a little bit, I don't think that Conor McGregor is operating on the same skill level that he once was when he was at the top. But that's not to say that Conor McGregor isn't skilled enough to beat these guys at the top. Conor is. The only issue with Conor is that he does not fight often. He's got to be the most inactive, most popular fighter the UFC has ever seen. And I'm being serious when I say that. Now, Conor McGregor's return fight looks like it's going to be Michael Chandler. And for many reasons, I don't think that it should be Michael Chandler. I definitely think that Conor McGregor has a great chance of beating Chandler. But, you know, for it to be his return fight, a guy that's been fighting, that's a conditioned athlete, that's been grinding, and that's been in and out of the cage, I mean, sure, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a barn burner if they do fight. But for that to be Conor McGregor's return fight, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care that Dominic Cruz has the whole famous saying, oh, ring rust does not exist. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to really hammer this point home. Let's just say you're a bodybuilder. Let's just say you're a video gamer. Say you're anything. Let's say that you go to the gym every day and you train hard and you really have built up your, portfolio in the gym, for lack of a better term. If you leave the gym, you freaking leave for an entire year, you cancel your membership, you just stop, you just drop everything there, and you leave for an entire year, you are not going to return back a year later and still exercise to the same capacity as to which you were a year prior when you were dedicating your life to it. That is just not how life works, and that goes with anything. If you're a video gamer, you stop playing that video game, you put the controller down for an entire year, you're not going to have the same skill level that you were when you were playing it consistently a year ago. That's just life for you guys. Now, I say that to say, it is obviously the same thing with fighting. And with Conor McGregor's style, which relies a lot on reflexes and timing and speed and power, all those things wither away when you don't practice them, if that makes any sense. If you don't use it, you lose it. And Conor, you know, he needs just a little bit of warming up. He needs to tune his skills just a little bit. Now, a lot of that tuning can come from training camp if he's really challenging himself in training camp, which it looks like he is. He's been sparring with some decent level guys. Looks like he's got some traditional boxing coaches in his gym. Now, please, we don't want traditional boxing Conor back in the octagon, but I'm saying that a traditional boxing coach that will complement his already high-level style. Now, the reason why I don't want it to be Michael Chandler so soon is because I definitely think Conor can beat Chandler. But it's just that issue with Michael Chandler. He's so explosive. And the good thing about him is that whenever, well, I guess it's bad if you're a Michael Chandler fan, but the guy does not set up stuff. He's either winging bombs at your face. He's either throwing hands or he's wrestling. He does not hide his wrestling behind his boxing. He absolutely doesn't. And what he does in the octagon, I do not call that boxing. I just call that swinging prayers, in my opinion. And it's worked for him. He's knocked out a lot of people. That dude hits the hardest at 155, in my opinion. I think he hits harder than Justin Gaethje, and I think he hits harder than Dustin Poirier. And I also think it's real close, but he hits harder than Rafael Fiziev, who is my vote as the second hardest hitter at 155. I say that to say that with Conor relying a lot on his reflexes and his countering abilities, with that time outside of the octagon, you might just slip up one time and let a punch get through because you just didn't see it because you've been outside of the octagon for so long. And with Michael Chandler, man, you don't want that to happen. Now, I say that to say, who does Conor McGregor need to fight when he returns? It's 6 minutes into the video and I haven't revealed that yet. I believe that it should be Paddy Pimblett. Yes, I said it. Paddy Pimblett should be Conor McGregor's return fight. Yes, and I mean that. Why? Because let's just say, if Paddy Pimblett, right? If Paddy Pimblett beats Conor McGregor, he becomes a superstar. And if Conor McGregor beats Paddy Pimblett, he's back in the game. He's put himself back in the win column, which Conor McGregor is in big need of a win in 2024. His career desperately needs it. Coming off of a leg break and coming off and all of that stuff, it is likely that we don't get the best version of Conor back. Doesn't mean that we'll get a washed version because Conor McGregor's not washed, but we could hypothetically get a version of Conor that is just simply not, how do I explain it? Just simply not operating at the same skill level he once was. That's just my opinion. Now, in the Paddy fight, Conor McGregor will be able to showcase his skills. Conor McGregor has been working out, he's been training, and he's been doing a lot of stuff with a lot of high-level competition. He's now challenging himself in camp, and it looks like he's been very creative. He's been working on some stuff. He's been practicing. And I think in the Paddy Pimblett fight, it'll more so be a striker's match. I don't know if Paddy Pimblett's wrestling will be enough to get Conor to the ground. Now, by any means, Paddy will have his moments in this fight if this were ever to happen, which I do think at some point it will. But, I mean, it'll be a good competitive match. I just think on the feet, Conor has it in the bag, and I think that he'll absolutely pick apart Paddy. That's not to say that Paddy can't drop Conor, or Paddy can't catch Conor coming in, or catch Conor, with those big hooks that he swings. He has one-shot KO ability. I will not take that away from Paddy. He's shown it before. But I think that with Conor, to try and knock out Conor with one punch, I think that that's going to be pretty difficult. And I just think that's going to be pretty difficult to do. And it really will allow both fighters to showcase their skill set against each other. Especially Conor, who needs to go in there and then practice some things, see if certain techniques work, see if he should trash certain techniques that he's been working on in the gym. And, bring back some of that beautiful striking that he was once famous for. And I think that it'll be a fun yet competitive matchup at 155. I do want to know what you guys think, but Conor McGregor is not washed based on the evidence that we do have, which meaning being his previous fights, his most recent fights, that is, against Poirier and against Cowboy. He hasn't shown us that he's a fighter who is on the brink of retirement. He's actually shown us the opposite. He's shown us as a fighter who still has growing potential, who still has tools that need to be added to the toolkit, and once he does, can be a real serious threat. And that is not just me being a Conor fanboy. This is just me being educated on the sport of mixed martial arts. But I don't know what you guys think. It's me, Bro Trippy, and I'm out, man.